Good evening, SpeedGaming 2, and welcome to more of the Casual Boots, Links to Pass Randomizer Casual Boots tournament. We have got a top 32 matchup going for you tonight. Between Dr. Bowser and Koi. Just dropping the gate for them to be off and running. But yeah, if you've missed this is the Casual Boots. So we got a sword, we got boots, we got to go rescue Princess Zelda, and then it is a 7-7 seed from there on out. Some different stuff for this tournament. This was the tournament that started off using the Specky clip, so it is legal in these races. And yeah, so we're about to get started and get ready for about a 5-10, 5-15 escape for both of our runners. And here we go. I know we are not in go mode yet, but I'm sure we'll get there pretty quick. Or hopefully. So $20 out of Link's house. So Koi is currently up in this series 1-0, looking to get his second win to move on to the round of 16. That was a very quick map check. I see at least 2 crystals, and I believe there was a red at Hera, so it looks like crystal, crystal, red crystal, and 300 rupees there on the uncle. As we are now joined by, I have a co-com, Josh.
Hey!
Himself, admin of the Casual Boots tourney. Hello, Josh.
One of the admins. Hello. Just got back from the Sephora store for my wife, who said, "Hey, can you pick up a dry shampoo for me?" And I'm like, "Oh, crap. I guess I go now." So I see I didn't miss a whole heck of a lot. We're a minute in, and nothing really of note besides lots of dollary-doos.
Yep. Nice 300 to start. We'll work from there, but not a whole lot to do. Just, you know, the typical go and open chests and kill guards and do it fast.
Yep, we're gonna be big chilling for another about 4 minutes or so. Depending.
I hope not 4 minutes.
Yeah, yeah, true. 5:42 is pretty rough in Casual Boots at this level. So we're already eking towards 3 minutes. But yeah, it's nice to get, as we get another $50. It's really nice when you can get 500 rupees squared away for the water walk play after Ice Rod Cave.
Yeah, we'll see what we get out of that. I know I haven't seen how both of these runners play. One of the common oddity plays, I'll call it, because I'm not a fan of it, is the early cack delay where you water walk out of Lost Woods.
Oh, that's interesting. And Dr. Bowser taking a beating from the ball and chain guard. Gonna pick up a hard
Yeah, he
player.
got up in the ball and chain guard's face. Really close.
A little too close for comfort.
Yeah, that was a little scary.
I know there have been times like when that ball and chain guard fight doesn't go quite my way, and I've like tanked off the ball and chain like 4 times in a row. I'm like, stop it. This means you have to move over a little bit, I know, but you know, when you're in the thick of it.
Koi so far having a little bit better of an escape. Just closer to the right strats in each of these rooms. And that will make a difference, but generally speaking, you know, one thing to not forget about Casual Boots is this mode is just dumb sometimes.
Yep.
This is not a mode that lends itself necessarily to being, you know, expecting a close race throughout. This is one of those modes that can very quickly get out of hand where both runners do reasonable calls, and it's just one makes that right call.
Yeah, it's kind of challenging. There is a lot of noise in this mode where, especially, I'll call it especially at this level, this is an 80 to 90 minute mode most seeds. So you don't have a lot of time to give away for free. So even making one call will just totally ruin your day. I think Koi was trying to check for the, maybe a bomb pack or something like that.
Yeah, that's a bit of a surprising play. I have my ways with this mode for bomb management. The Bonk Rocks right outside of Kakariko is great for 2 free bombs always.
Yeah, that's...
So I'm kind of surprised we saw that little bit of a check.
Especially because we just got 3 for free.
Along with that red ring and half magic.
Half magic nice and early is nice for spamming any sort of magic attacks later on.
I said that Koi had the advantage, but Dr. Bowser actually getting through escape a little bit quicker at the end. So
yeah,
still about even.
They both went to farm. He went to farm. Ooh, a Master Sword. But yeah, I agree with you with the double bonk strats outside of Kakariko to get you 2 bombs. But at least we don't theoretically, because we're gonna get more in Kakariko, right? We're gonna get at least 3 more from one of these chests.
I mean, worst case, we're buying them out on our way out.
Yeah. Oh, we're just trying to penny pinch because we're so close. I mean, well, we're gonna have to spend $100 on the bottle, and then we'll get 50 back. Ooh, but the bush crab, though. That's a nice pickup.
And for as common as the Aga seed is in this mode, we do not need it for the Lumberjack, at least.
Thank goodness. Although we do have the boots immediately for it. It's always a feels bad when Aga 1 is required at Lumberjack, but you still haven't found the boots. So we got 3 Dark World pendants. I wonder where they're gonna be. Are we gonna get the dream where it's TR, Misery Mire, and Ice Palace?
Depends on how you define dream. That's the hard part.
Yeah, true. You certainly need less items to finish the game that way, but a required item there, it could be there.
I mean, if you want to knock out like longer dungeons, a 3 pendant Dark World ideally could be like a swamp TR Mire. Ice is always kind of a quick dungeon to begin with, so you don't worry too much about it.
Right. Change of clothes in the back of Blind's hut. So as it stands, Dr. Bowser is 102 rupees richer. And will be able, without getting any more money aside from the pickup here in the well, to be able to pay off Zora early. Oh, hello, a hammer.
There's 1/3 of our kit. And honestly, I'd almost say that's the nicest third to get first.
Yeah, just the damage output alone, and
Oh, I don't even care about damage.
It also, yeah, when you get to the Dark World, lets you do more things, too. Ooh. Got ourselves a glove.
Kakariko Dark World access incoming, maybe?
Oh, baby. That would be spicy.
I don't know. Even with that early, like, if we had the Pearl, like, or race game or the library, I don't see much of a reason to rush back into CAC for Boo.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a fire rod. We don't have... I mean, it's like, how badly do you want to defeat Thieves Town, I guess is the real thing. Oh, there's a tempered sword. Both of our runners about to save and quit until the realization of, wait, I might want that.
We are conditioned to push that select button right as we see that item.
Yep. Early tempered sword, 10 minutes into the game. You know this is going to be a cozy one.
I mean, realistically, even if we did get Dark World access there, I would still, like, South Shore's the play here, either way.
Yeah, especially when you can get to Zora out of logic in this mode. There's just so many checks.
Now, I do like Koi's strategy here. It's definitely something I've been toying with in this mode is, you know, division of left and right. I like pairing Dam with Agina, so we'll see what Dr. Bowser does here, having gone to the Dam first for the flute. Although there's a hook shot now for Koi, so... And a fire rod.
Interesting. We're getting a lot of toys right out the gate. And Dr. Bowser is gonna follow, so that means they're gonna get their prizes in Mini Moldor and Cave as well. Although you do have to throw the bomb against the wall to be able to get inside the cave. So I'm a little surprised Koi didn't hit up the one of the bush crabs, because they saw the money, right? Because they're not gonna have enough as it stands for the scam fish.
And this is one of those things with Kaz Boots, you know, you can easily like make this kind of gamble and be like, if something doesn't go perfect, like I'm not really missing out. And there's the thing, is that Koi is going to the hobo, so he's not even worried about Zora area right now instead.
Yeah, I mean, this is the longer swim, so saving and quitting and getting your flute, and just to flute right back to fake flipper.
Well, he doesn't know that flute's coming.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you're right.
But I mean, I do expect, like, right after this, Koi's going to give us another save and quit after getting that flute and finishing up the dam.
Yeah. So this is Dr. Bowser doing what I was thinking about here. So we can, since we don't have the Pearl, we can either choose to go to the camper, or we can go to the Zora area. Yes. The tournament is still playing the tournament mode. The lag when dashing through, when the little jumping bunny dude comes out.
I will say I'm kind of surprised by Koi here still deciding not to just activate the flute before coming to desert. And instead running this whole way, but not a massive time investment.
Exactly 301 rupees inside the waterfall cave out of logic. Better put that in a separate wallet since it's out of logic. Ooh, a bottle. And then there's a cape on the Lake Hylia Island. We don't have... Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, you mean Zorledge?
Yeah, Zorledge. Oh, there's the book. I was going to say, I don't believe we have what it takes to be able to Ancilla delete for that cape, but we're going to have to remember where that is in case there's an item on Bumper Ledge later. And yes, the book is in logic. It's as if the seed is holding your hand and saying, hey, this is where you need to go next, as if it's like a modern adventure game.
Well, and the one worry for Koi here is, you know, if this book does lead to our Pearl right now, his obvious play from here is the mountain.
Right. Because this is a crystal and we have everything we need to defeat it. I can understand why Dr. Bowser is selecting to go here first.
Yeah, I mean, delay the mountain. Hopefully you can get some other tools, like if I can have mitts before I get up there, or other stuff. And yeah, Koi heading up the mountain. Like, this makes sense for him as well.
Yeah, because they didn't have quite enough money at the time to pay for that book. It's like a college textbook, I tell ya.
So yeah, as I was saying earlier, this is game 2 between Dr. Bowser and Koi. Koi took game 1, so a win here does advance him into the top 16. Dr. Bowser playing for survival tonight. And we are being dead-rocked over on Koi's stream. And we find the ice rod.
Okay.
I will say, I know Koi was really hoping to have an early ice rod in this one. Because, yeah, it is terrible. It's a bad item.
And they're gonna book it straight to East Death Mountain, not even check Spectacle Rock.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see how Koi approaches the Spec Rock versus Spiral Cave after, because realistically, he's heading to Hera after this.
Yeah. Huh. This is why it's a little bit conservative of me, but that's why I tend to just go ahead and do, the west side on the way up and then jump down. I hate making that decision, and being burned on the 50-50 really bites. But I understand that's half a mountain climb, so time's precious. Not truly getting what we want out of Paradox Cave so far.
Yeah, Paradox really not helpful today. But we're on top of the mountain. We'll get to see what is on the floating island. Just a piece of heart.
Meanwhile, Dr. Bowser gonna make their first boss attack.
I will say there was nothing in desert for Dr. Bowser. Now, the other, saying that this Pearl situation is interesting, and we were worried about Desert Palace for Dr. Bowser. I'm even more worried now about Ether Tablet for Koi.
Oh yeah, you know, you're right. Ooh. Except,
Never mind.
there we go. So this will be a Gina for Dr. Bowser, and then they will probably head up the mountain as well. Just a classic okie dokie. There's the pearl.
I mean, there's still plenty that could be associated with this.
Yeah. So we'll be able to defeat Hera then. It's time to go to the Dark World, I guess.
And I might have missed it. Did Koi just skip Compass Chest?
Yeah, I think so. They are
Yeah, and
pushing us aggressively.
our tracker, Matt Ewok, confirming that. Doesn't get burned for it though. Second item on Moldorm, so works out very nicely for Koi here.
Kind of one of those gambles where, you know, when you're in a shorter mode like this, where it's like, okay, getting the other item could take another 35 to 40 seconds. I can store that in my back pocket and do something else. Obviously, if the other item in the dungeon is what we needed, then, well, there goes your seed, but,
Yeah, I mean, I'm used to like skips for, hey, I'm gonna skip the basement. Skipping the Compass Chest is a bit of a surprise.
yeah, they didn't want to jump down the one level and climb up. Okay, so Dr. Bowser is gonna investigate Spectacle Rock here. Maybe this will have some information for us. Oh, just hearts. So Koi will be the first one into the Dark World and will probably check out Hype Cave immediately, but they still have to do Desert. Ah, there's our map check.
TR Skull and Swamp Palace is going to be our green pendant, with our other red crystal at Thieves Town.
Okay.
Definitely has some potential bad stuff for Koi here. Mirror might not be required for this seed, and that could definitely spell trouble if Book becomes necessary. The Swamp Palace pendant seeds are always a little bit more dangerous in that regard.
This is Koi going to Stumpy and Did Game, and then they will finish their route here, and then we'll see. Probably going to Vu next, eh?
Probably. I mean, Thieves Town's your obvious next choice. It's your other 5/6 crystal. So pretty quick to do that.
Alright, time to dig anywhere from between 1 to 30 holes in the ground.
And here comes that Ether Tablet, which really, this is one of those important checks. Oh, Berna. And Red Mail.
Alright, well... nice to have, but not required. Just allows you to do some more damage tanking strats. Of course, without the mirror, that also kind of stinks, because now your ability to Death Warp just goes out the window. Koi thinking about the what if. What if Spectacle Rock and then also Spike Cave, because I have Cane of Burna now. Half Magic is gonna be very nice to have. I don't think we would have been able to survive with 6 hearts without half magic as well.
With Berna, it is in logic. Without half magic.
Oh, it's just enough.
Yeah, Burna is always in logic.
This is one of those weird corner cases. It's like, as I know you need, without any safeties, it's 14 hearts to be able to get. No, it's 14. Not
It's
14.
just it's just not in logic.
Hmm.
The logic for Spike Cave is Burna or Cape plus bottle or half magic.
Ah.
People will do it at 14 hearts. It is possible. There are actually the hundo route in the vanilla base game is there is ways to do it with 14 hearts. Dash strats. But the safer version of that requires a fairy.
Yeah, this is kind of where my go fast logic kind of deviates from actual logic.
I mean, occasionally you'll see people with different armor also kind of have a different strat there. Like using a bomb instead of touching the spikes, like using a damage boost to kind of get a little bit further to start.
Yes. Okay. So this will be Dr. Bowser following Koi around some more.
Yeah, being up that crystal in desert early, you know, it's a nice little bonus. Having the book helps as well. Just, you know, it didn't lead to anything. The question's really going to be, you know, when we find that mirror and if Bombo's tablet has anything. Because I just don't see a world for Koi right now to get back to Zora.
Yeah, it would have to be a cursed play with, you know, no, not even if the mirror. Yeah, if the book is required. Because I was gonna say you know, oh, you can do catfish mirror to Zora, but then I'm like, wait a second, well, if you have Mitts and mirror, then it's pointless.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of what we're really looking for here, we definitely need at least one medallion. We don't know which one yet. We need the mitts, we need a bow, and that's really Ellen Samaria.
So it looks like Dr. Bowser, unless they go to Pod right after this, I mean, they might be making...
This is looking like catfish to me.
Yeah. Ooh, going to catfish early just feels so dirty, like you gotta wash your hands after it. No, I'm kidding. It's totally viable.
It's a time investment, and this could be, you know, after their first game. Oh, almost getting a little yeah. Always love that happening. Getting lottoed there, unfortunately.
Fortunately, not knocked completely out of bounds. I've seen that happen. All right. This is like 95% usually the last location check for me. And does Dr. Bowser get rewarded? 5 rupees. But that was worth checking.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the first game these two played was a Jet Seed. Dr. Bowser only losing by about 2 minutes. So, you know, these extra checks, like going off to race game can be, or sorry, not race game, up to catfish, you know, can be an investment that might not be the greatest. So we'll have to see.
Ooh, there's our Samaria at the Maiden Cell, so...
The more stuff we can find before we get mitts, the better.
Now, will Dr. Bowser do the 50,000 Dunk-a-Seed play, or are they going straight to Thieves Town? Straight to Thieves Town.
And that leaves Dr. Bowser in a very interesting situation here. Gonna be able to, you know, finish up Thieves, but then a couple items to the south in Big Game and Stumpy, while also having the North Dark World, or really just Skull Woods at this point for 2 items as well.
Yeah, it's always interesting to hear people, and we're gonna leave the rest of Thieves Town behind. We're gonna go directly in, which will help.
No, I really like this play. You know, just, you know, you're gonna finish out Vu when you're done. And there's our flippers, logically required.
Interesting.
Yeah, that cape is now available. That only Dr. Bowser's aware of.
Yeah, and we... Depending on if we can get... Our runners can clue us in as to what is on Bumper Ledge. Oh, there's our lanterns. That's fun.
I will say, like, Koi is clearly going to at least check. Like, he's running out of stuff in many ways. I'm not shocked now with those flippers available to him. Like, unless he gets mitts here in Skull Woods, I think he ends up doing the Zora area next.
Yeah, because he may want to repair those 2 checks.
Well, it's not even those. It's the fact that it's also the waterfall.
Oh, he didn't do the waterfall either. Okay,
Yeah, he
right,
rushed Hobo.
That's right.
So, like, for him, there's a great incentive for Zora area. He left that door open, and it was like, I think he was kind of waiting for flippers on this one.
I believe we've seen a piece of heart out of the front so far of Skullwood, so that would only leave 1 item to go. Yep. And
But as Koi is unaware of the cape location, he has no reason to care.
Yeah. Huh.
And Koi's actually going to give us that Pyramid Fairy Pride catfish.
Sure. I mean, it's always suspicious when you get this early.
Yep. 2 very easy 5/6 crystals.
It's like that with the early fetch quests for me too, when I get like a mushroom like 12 minutes in or something like that. So let's see, what did we get for all of our effort of bringing that big orange over there? Oh, that's our mirror. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that's fully logical Swamp Palace now.
Fully logical Swamp Palace, but this is gonna work out beautifully for Koi. Because they can now do Catfish and Zora to get their book.
Well, and I think, yep, this is going to be King and Graveyard first up.
King's Tomb with just a full heart container. Dr. Bowser electing to go check out the South Dark World instead of North Dark World, so I guess we're just never gonna know about this cape, are we?
That's one of those things. I have to say I kind of disagree with Dr. Bowser here on this play. You know that cape is locked by the flippers, like, you know, you really should want to know that info if you need to go back for the cape, especially now. Like, this could be, though, like, realistically, could Dr. Bowser go and say, you know what, I'm going to take Stumpy over to the Pyramid Fairy? Like, he could. I still would have said that, like, I think the better play would have been to check that bumper ledge. Like, you know those flippers have value. The question just was how much.
And they will not turn in the 5-6 crystal just yet. They are going to go shopping, though. So I wonder if this is them, maybe they want to buy potions for doing a potion play into Pod? Got the hammer out.
Apparently, I mean... Okay, we're at least going to get Saha first.
So, I mean, Bowless Pod is definitely capital A, capital P, A play. But yeah, this is going to be all sorts of good news for Koi here.
And it is not at Saha.
We're really hurting for some mitts right about now. So... okay, I guess we're gonna go back to the Dark World and into Skull Woods.
Yeah.
On Dr. Bowser's side?
Skull/pyramid, or bumper ledge, I guess. Or bumper scout.
And this will be Koi repairing Desert, so this will pull them even, and then any advantage Dr. Bowser has, unless they find progression next, you know, they'll be even. If you kind of have the rando meter some other folks kind of talk about on terms of like swings on who's ahead or who's in a position of advantage.
Honestly, looking at the situation, I'd almost say Koi's got the advantage right now. Even down a crystal here.
Yeah, it's just the routing has been more efficient because, I mean, it takes forever to get into the Dark World this way with only one glove.
And still no scouting of the bumper ledge. People, you're killing me.
We're just we are refusing to have knowledge of this situation. And I guess this is Dr. Bowser doing Spike Cave.
Yeah.
This is... yeah, I don't know. This is getting tough to watch in a way.
No, I mean, I I understand both players' decisions here.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I disagree with Bowser on this play. Like, I think you had to scout bumper.
Yeah.
Those flippers, like, whether or not the flippers are required in the seed, the fact that you have seen the cape as a fetch quest now, like, I think you have to find out if they're needed. Why Bowser's avoided something like the Pyramid Fairy, I get. But that knowledge is the one that I'm a little unsure of. I understand why Koi has it. Like, Koi's is very understandable why he has not touched it. Like, that's a return trip for him now. Because he only just got the cape. But we're going to go to Pod.
I mean, sure. We may or may not need that mirror after all, you know?
I mean, I'm running out of, like, consideration that this is not a must-go into Swamp Palace seed.
Yeah, I mean, Koi obviously has the choice to do one or both of these.
I mean, once Koi finishes up Desert, like, I think the play is, you know, I dip, I check Bombos, I check K45 in some order, but then I find myself in Swamp.
Yeah, that probably makes sense. It's the clearable dungeon, and it's also the green pendant, by the way. So that means instead of 6 prizes, there's going to be 7.
And I mean,
And
like,
then-
I could make an argument for Koi to come to Pod and maybe check Eastern, like, he can double these 2 up.
Right. But we didn't get a key in the front, so we're technically bow locked. Not that we care. Alright, Koi, what's it gonna be?
Well, it looks like he's going Dark World, and this is the Swamp Palace area.
I kind of feel like this is for all the marbles, TBH. Mitts are probably going to be in one of these spots.
I mean, it could be any number of the, like, the bow's the other big question here. Like, Dr. Bowser could find Mitts here. And I would still say, like, if Dr. Bowser does not play the logic here, if he gets Mitts, like, it could get really dangerous. Like, for all we know, the bow is here in Swamp, and it's not like a nail at that point. Like, Mitts here becomes very bad for Dr. Bowser.
He's so far in the front of Pod, besides our one junk. I missed if it was a dungeon junk or an actual junk item. Oh, our lovely tracker, Mad Ewok, heard saying that it's actual junk. There's some dungeon junk.
Okay, Koi going with the Specky clip is going to at least do the U-turn room here to start. We'll see if he's going for the left side first play, or if this turns into a back play. I feel like with it being the pendant and 2 items already, with none of them being dungeon items, we find ourselves going straight to the back, yes.
If I'm not mistaken, this is kind of just the correct play in a Specky Clip world because it's...
It's still situational, I'd say.
Oh,
If I got the big key in the bombable or in the map chest, the bombable wall chest, or in the U-turn, I could argue that I might do left side first trip.
Well, we're gonna be leaving one item in left side swamp at this point, as we got one dungeon trash there. Nah, because I was just kind of curious, because I've heard theory crafting about if you're gonna double dip it, I mean, because of the specky clip and just collecting the key that you're no longer flooding, it becomes pretty much time neutral with doing a diver down on left side swamp, is what I've understood.
Yeah, I mean, you're able to still do the diver down either way now.
Yep, still slow
But, like,
hook
the
shots.
whole, yeah, I mean, the question really is just a, you know, what do you see yourself doing? Are you gonna definitely do left side? So, like, right now, Koi's got definitely one item left in this dungeon. And there's Bombos Medallion. But not really a prize to help Dr. Bowser here.
Yeah, that doesn't...
And there's Ether.
Okie dokie. So really, unless the green pendant is the answer, both of our runners have cleared a dungeon for next to nothing. I mean, we need one of those medallions, probably.
I mean, Dr. Bowser did spend time doing something that was, like, he's gonna have to go back to Pod. You know, we have to beat Helma. Eventually. But Koi's still got a couple of checks here. And this is going to be Hobo for Dr. Bowser. So it looks like this mirror is required at this rate. Like, there's just not a lot left. Besides Eastern Palace. And I don't think either of our runners is really looking forward to Eastern.
Yeah. I mean, Koi, if they sort out the contents of their bottle situation, unless they can mimic clip, they can combo Pod and Eastern. Maybe there's just a classic bow in Eastern, you know?
I mean, if I'm Koi right now, like, I do K45, I flute to 5, get set up for Pod and Eastern, and check green pennant on my way into Pod. Although there's the bow, I am definitely doing Eastern Pod. That mirror is hard required right now, folks, and Dr. Bowser is not heading there.
Well, that's definitely going to put Koi in a position of advantage here. So we can say goodbye to 2 dungeons on Koi's side. Now, Dr. Bowser...
There are 2 bows. We just do not know where the second bow is, and realistically, it could easily be locked by the mitts, which could be locked by the first bow, or it could just be in GT. Like, there's not great options here.
This is a long, long trip for one item being the cape here on Dr. Bowser's side.
Yeah, and unfortunately, like, for all we know, this cape is meaningless. Unfortunately, neither runner scouted it, and, like, this is Dr. Bowser saying, okay, I'm gonna go to Bumper Ledge.
Yeah, and this is Koi doing the perfect setup here for all of the collection here.
Yeah, and I mean, at this point, Koi could be in Mitsuko mode. Like, he's gonna get Bombos here. And he's got Ether, so, like, he'll have 2 medallions, and it really just comes down to, is one of those Meyer, and where are the myth?
It would be a real killer if it was Ether Medallion required for Meyer too. Just means this mirror that Dr. Bowser is missing out on is really hurting. I don't know, it just depends on how much stock you put into that whole, like, routing via spheres.
And
see, it's 10 arrows, so we spent about 2.5, 3 minutes collecting a cape and then checking that whole thing out. Oh man.
We do not know entrance to TR. We just don't really care at this point. Realistically, TR also being mitts locked, it's kind of a nothing to us. Like, it's a pendant, so we're hoping to not have to go there. And yeah, unfortunately, Dr. Bowser rushing Eastern Palace now. Oh, okay. So to anybody who's curious about these decisions from Dr. Bowser, I will say I just checked out his stream. He does not have the crystals pendants marked on his own tracker right now.
Ooh.
So he is unaware, I would assume, of the fact that he has the 5-6 crystals and that Pyramid Fairy is open.
Oh, that feels so bad. Oh no.
And unfortunately, the magic powder there kind of just becomes another breadcrumb away from Pyramid Fairy. Well, according to chat, co-MCR goes, Dr. Bowser doesn't use the tracker. So, maybe he's aware? I don't know. Hard to anticipate which is the case in terms of that knowledge.
Yeah. I mean... 66% chance of Mit's go mode as it is right now, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's really looking pretty likely at this point.
Yeah, this is, Oh, we don't have enough health to... Yeah, just use your cape. There you go. I had like 4 different, like, pro tip thoughts in my brain at the same time because we beansed that, NMG-style button press. That's the end of the road in Eastern for Dr. Bowser. No mitts.
Yeah, chat. I mean, if you're hoping to see TR tonight, it really is coming down to it's Quake for Meyer, and Quake is associated with TR at this rate, and it's like if I'm coy right now, like I beat Helma, I go do Eastern. If I have mitts at that point, I'm going to Ice. If Meyer's not good, if I don't have the Meyer medallion, like that's just all there is to this right now. Like bombs at the bat, so like something's got to be at probably on Armos or Helma. But yeah, like you get mitts, you check Meyer area. If you do not have a Meyer medallion, you go to Ice Palace and beat Ice.
And that would still, you know, I mean, that'll put, if you, even in so, that would put Koi at 6 crystals, so... Is Dr. Bowser having a little think?
Yeah, unfortunately, unsure of where to go right now.
They're doing the pause. I think they see the bad news that they have 2 red crystals in their hands. So this looks like they're gonna collect their mirror. But the mirror could send them places that are not Cave 45 to get the bow that we need.
Yeah, I mean, once you get that mirror if you're Dr. Bowser, like, my first thought is King's Tomb Graveyard Ledge from Pyramid. Like, it's just kind of the quickest setup.
And our tracker confirming that there is an item big chillin' on Armos nights, so... Oh, did they do the bomb
Yep.
in time? No.
No, Bowser loses that bomb. Now, one of the other things that kind of works out really nicely, like, you know, we're talking about how good Koi's route has been. A very traditional Dark World start route from Koi, that height cave over to dig game, like, when you do that map check as soon as you hit Dark World, Koi's able to see that he's got Hera as a 5/6, and his other 5/6 is Thieves. So from there, deciding not to go do Pyramid Ledge Catfish, like, there's more incentive to say, let me do the traditional over to dig, then I'll do Thieves, and then I have the full play of, you know, Pyramid Fairy, Pyramid Ledge Catfish together. Like, that routed a lot cleaner than Dr. Bowser doing Hype Cave up to Catfish to start. Because then it kind of became, for Dr. Bowser, there was no incentive here. It was just these two checks.
Well, there's the sadness. So yeah, mirror means he could go into swamp now. So we're gonna flute to 4, but are we gonna check out Cave 45 before we go in? Almost like a coin flip at this point, because Dr. Bowser has just been loving clearing the overworld so far.
Well, and the hard part here is, let's say Dr. Bowser goes to Cave 45 first and gets the bow, you know? And he's not, but if you do that, you know, then you're skipping out on Swamp. Here's the duff part. Like, we know there's one item left in Swamp Palace. What if it's the mitts? I don't know if that's enough for Dr. Bowser to come back, is the big issue here. Like, mitts being the one item left for Koi at this rate isn't a terrible situation. Generally, we talk about last locations as kind of being like the be-all, end-all of a race, but given how much efficiency Koi's been able to have with a single-dip pod, single-dip Eastern, whereas Dr. Bowser dipped pod, got nothing besides Bombos, and then dipped Eastern with a save and quit, like, Koi's been able to build up an advantage pretty strongly so far.
And it does look like we are going to make the swamp play on Dr. Bowser's side, so they'll get the medallion off the boss, but it's a question of collecting that last item from left side, and if that's the answer.
Well, and here we go. Armos coming up on Koi's side. Is this our mitts or our mitts left side swamp? Just 20 bucks off of Armos, so I believe that does mean we are left side swamp mitts.
Ooh, that is...
Didn't you know there was always a glove in Swamp Palace?
But I thought the meme was a sword.
Both are true memes.
Alright, let's see how Dr. Bowser's feeling. It looks like they're gonna do it. Okay. We're pretty sure that this is the answer.
Yeah. I am sure there's at least one item here in Swamp Palace. Bowser did not go King's Tomb Graveyard Ledge, but we did see it on Koi's side. Koi is pretty much into... I think Koi's down to a last location.
Yeah, I think they have exhausted all of the mirror checks now.
Oh, Koi still has Ether Tablet.
Boy, oh boy, time flies when you're having fun in the comms booth with someone as lovely as Radical Sniper 99, aka Jesse. There's our myths.
There.
Should give
We were
our
down to
runners a
nothing.
follower. Yeah, I was gonna say. So we're in no mode. Follow the runners.
Potential 66% mode.
Good enough for me.
Okay.
I'll put it this way, if I was in the shoes of the runners, 66% chance, I say I'm feeling pretty good about my odds.
Now, I'm not sure where Koi's off to.
Oh, are they checking pad?
No, he's checking bumper. He hasn't checked bumper yet. Koi's already gotten both items out of Skull Wood, so this is not a skull dip for him. Can say that for sure.
Oh, yeah, that's right, we mid skill mode, Josh. Wake up.
Well, and here's the big scary now. Bowser leaving Swamp, not going to get his Ether Medallion, and also not doing K45. He knows that he lost a lot of time off that mirror. Is he just looking for a bow now? If this is Ether, this is a bad situation for him. The second bow is not a big deal, but if this is... It's Quake!
The joke's on me. I say, 67% chance. No big deal.
I mean, both runners have last located a very important item in this seed. Koi gonna last locate his mitts, whereas Dr. Bowser last located his mirror.
I was about to say, Dr. Bowser, the checkerboard cave is elsewhere.
Well, and I think, there's gonna be some nerves on this, when you have those moments where you find yourself standing still, all the terrible thoughts start coming in about, how you feel about your chances right now. And here's the thing is, as I was saying, Koi is about to get his mitts, but he's still technically ahead.
Yeah.
And the bow is the biggest problem here. Like, even if Dr. Bowser gets the bow and Quake out of Ice Palace, Koi's at 5 crystals to the 3 on Dr. Bowser's side.
Yeah, because I think Koi is exactly out of checks now. He's fully exhausted.
Yeah, I mean, his first play is go to Mire area, find out that it's Quake, check the shed, check checkerboard, and then probably right into Ice Palace.
Yeah, I mean, Koi's gonna have those, 3 free minutes of, repairing the double dips of Pod and Eastern. Because for all we know, the other bow is just in GT, and that's a required bow.
Yeah, and for Dr. Bowser, that the real answer would be Smith Chain is his last chance for K45 now.
But I would suspect after Ice Palace, given that we have mitts, we're probably checking out Dark Death Mountain.
I mean, the seed's giving you all the tools for TR at this point. Like,
Oof. Now, wouldn't that be tragic?
I mean, and that's the big question mark for Dr. Bowser is, what if, you know, Ether is required for TR? But Koi has his mitts heading to the mire area. Gonna find out he is still looking for a medallion.
Oh, we're stuck. There we go. Ice physics.
Koi thinking, I've gotta have the right medallion, right? And no. Unfortunately not.
Yeah, that's so rough. I believe Ice-T just had a heart container in it, our tracker. Yep. Asking there.
Yep, just a heart container.
You know what, why don't we pat ourselves on the back too? You should give us all a follow. Matt Ewok Herd, Jesse, aka Radical Sniper, and myself. We're all here for you. I don't know if Mad Ewok Herd plays much, but Jesse and I do. Jesse a far better player than I am, but
both of our runners going to be in Ice Palace now. Dr. Bowser going to use that Bombos medallion, so at least it has some purpose today.
Yeah, always nice to have a quick purge like that. Especially because, you know, they were liberal with their mana usage, so they don't have all the fire rod shots in the world, especially when you miss. But
still
we got
plenty.
It done.
Yep. And that's going to be go mode for Koi when he gets to Cold Stare. This is a bad situation for Dr. Bowser. Like, even if the bow is in mire.
Yeah. Seed's got jokes, I tell ya. So, okay, yep, we defeat Mire. Then, I mean...
Then, realistically, Dr. Bowser ends up on Death Mountain.
Yeah. And aside from maybe second bow, there's not going to be a single thing for him there that he needs. Answer chat, Bo was at Cave 45 with the mirror on the Pyramid Fairy.
And we did require that mirror given our mitts location tonight.
So if you're Dr. Bowser, still itching and scratching for a bow, if we get a Godmire, what do you do?
You're one from go, I could see rushing Viddy here still. Like, I don't think that's a bad idea.
Yeah, I kinda have to agree. You're gonna say, surely there's gonna be a bow on Death Mountain, right? And, of course, we get the big key right there. So I guess we're gonna at least check out this chest, but are we gonna go fight? No, we're not. We're gonna keep looking around here and mire. It's kind of interesting to hear, you know, in the wake of winning the main tournament, you know, Ganon's Gone Wild's thoughts on late game routing and skips. You have to do that calculation of how many more checks do I got when I only need one. How bad is it gonna burn me? It's definitely a very, in the moment, a very tricky thing to do. I do support skipping cutscene chest at the very least.
Yeah, we did get one of the items in the torches, so...
So we can do big chest and loop it in with that other chest above here, and then make our way to go fight.
But meanwhile, Koi is in go mode with just mire to do. And this is a god mire for Koi, so...
Well, we have a key now to open the door. That's nice. Here, have two. Okay, I guess we are gonna go do cutscene chest. This is where Koi can say, "Hi, Dr. Bowser. Bye, Dr. Bowser."
Yeah, and unfortunately, like, you know, we're not even gonna be able to say that Dr. Bowser gets silvers. Like, this is him looking for a bow.
Unfortunately, chat, things are looking pretty grim for Dr. Bowser at this point. And given that Koi is up 1-0 in the series, if Koi continues on and wins this race, they will advance. They would be playing, the winner of this particular part of the bracket would be playing one of Obscure Lifeform or ARM LX. There's Koi officially hitting the go mode at 112, or earlier rather. They got the big key, so they don't have to do any more searching.
I mean, by that logic, are we ever in go mode until we get the GT Big?
Yeah, kind of catching myself there. I'm like, But still, this has been a fantastic race. You know, there was a lot of intrigue. Quite interesting when both of our runners popped into, you know, Pod and Swamp Palace at the same time, thinking maybe this was just going to be the jackpot, but neither runner came out with anything, and it was left side Swamp. Well, that's as good of a bowless Vidi kill that you're ever gonna see, really. Making good use of that cane to, cape, rather.
Meanwhile, Koi showing how it's done with the typical NMG strat, spins and bow, takes down Vidi, and that is crystal number 7 for Koi. It is time for the mountain climb and time to find a GT big.
I do see numbers in chat, but I always like to do a different twist on it. You know, numbers are for babies. I say call your shots. name your room and chest. I say rando room top left.
Always feels so rare being there. I'm just gonna say DM. Bottom right. We got a torch call.
I always say it's rando room because it makes me the most annoyed when you know, you lose to a rando rusher because they're rewarded.
I mean, Koi has employed the rando rush strat. I don't know if he's still on that kind of trajectory, but it's possible he does it again tonight. Meanwhile, Dr. Bowser is going to check these DM chests. I don't think Koi's going to give us... Yeah, not going to give us Super Bunny, and definitely not going to give us Hookshot Cave, then.
Yeah, and those were two not bows so far on Dark Death Mountain here. Not a bow. Not a bow. Not a bow, and... arrows, but not a bow. So, can we get into Turtle Rock? Of course we can!
Oof, Argus was not required at all.
What a good joke. So this is gonna be more desperate searching for a bow. Alright, immediately to the left side, we get a big key, a small key off the torch. You know, I fully support this by Dr. Bowser. This is the density. It's just not gonna work out.
You came up the mountain, so you're gonna continue this play out.
So it's not Stalfos' room. Sorry, folks, if you guessed that room. Alright, we're gonna be going to the double firebar room. Nope. Just one more check before I can hope for my lottery pick being in the rando room. We'll see. Oh, to answer chat, you only need 2 for the climb. 1 even, because you can get 1 off the mini Moldorms. Mini Helmas, rather. Alright, rando room. I did say top left. Aww. And Koi is indeed going to Rando Rush. So I believe, aside from Hope Room, then it would be Jesse's time to shine.
I thought I said DM room.
Oh, that's the Stalfos. Yeah, okay, my mistake. We have Kelsey with a compass bottom left. You know, your train is pulling into the station. Let's see. So close.
And that is through 17 checks. Still no big key.
Meanwhile, Dr. Bowser found a bow in TR. I missed it entirely. Lava chest. Unfortunately, this is going to be too little too late. As we are down to either Bob's chest, which somebody did guess, or we have someone who said vanilla. A gold sword, though. The wrong gold item.
Ooh, just missing that last kill on that final ice almost, but gets through it. Down to 7 arrows, but will have the pot on the climb, so not a bad situation. Well, we got a single arrow, nice. And 21.
So close on, someone had put vanilla, and they were, oh, or co-MCR, you had top right ice armos? Let me scroll back. Look at that, someone called their shot. See, wasn't this much even sweeter than just putting a number in?
In terms of our guesses, numbers-wise, it looks like Steve Dallas Esquire was our closest with an 18. Nobody going for the 20s tonight. Umalkoi into his gauntlet now into G3. The Zyzax here in G3, not playing totally nice for the normal strats. Dr. Bowser getting his 6th crystal, just has to mirror and take down Eastern to get crystal number 7.
But it is a lengthy trip to get the GT big key.
Yeah, depending on your route, this one could be a little bit... But nice 2 cycle there on land mode 2.
Whoops, we got a little bit out of line on Dr. Bowser's side for the not spawning all of the skellies.
Well, at least 3 of them. At least we didn't spawn number 4.
Yeah. Definitely a feels bad whenever that happens. It's all those little things that you say you shouldn't be able to, shouldn't happen to you at some point, you know, when you've played enough, but all it takes is like 1/2 a second of not paying attention and then bam.
So down going Armos for Dr. Bowser. Very nice quick kill. Oh, I just missed it actually. Meanwhile, Koi takes down Moldorm 2. Gonna hookshot over and check it out. It's just another heart container. Yeah, story of this seed really is the mirror Koi got a lot earlier. You know, even last locating the mirror or the mitts didn't make a huge problem here, as Koi was able to get the bow out of K45 while Dr. Bowser last located his mirror and thus got the mitts first before that bow and ended up finding his bow in Turtle Rock.
Alright, so this is it. Koi gonna be dropping into the Ganon fight. You know, we got Gold Sword, everything's fine. Just gotta do a little spin to win later on, but... I'm sure when we get the message from Ganon, did you get the silvers in Turtle Rock, Koi's gonna be like, no! Even though that's exactly where Dr. Bowser got their bow.
Nice quick phases 1 and 2 there with that gold sword.
Oh yeah. I don't like losing much, but at least being in GT it doesn't feel as terrible. That top right is such a pain in the neck trying to go for triples. Alright, as the pig goes down, get your GGs in for Koi. They'll be moving on as soon as they cross the bridge. And they have done so with a race time official 1:27.36. Get your GGs in.
And not soon after that, Dr. Bowser did decide to throw in the forfeit tonight. Understandable.
Yeah, just unfortunate with the whole mirror situation. And we are joined by our winner, Koi. GG's.
Yo, GG.
So, cool ass location on left side swamp, eh?
Yeah, no, it's just green pendant, left side swamp. One item. I don't have the big key yet, so it might be like the slow one where you have to get the big key and then go all the way back to the front. And we found a potentially required medallion on the boss, and I can go turn in green pendant still. And I haven't even been to Sahasrara. Like this was the skip left side swamp situation, and you burned me. So thanks, game.
Yeah, we are also now joined by Dr. Bowser. GG.
GG.
Yeah,
Also,
this seed kind of became the question of whose last location was kind of worse in this case. Koi last locating Mitts, Dr. Bowser unfortunately last locating the mirror tonight. You know, what happened with Pyramid Fairy, I guess is the big question.
I completely forgot about it. I actually wasn't even considering it open, and after finally finishing off powder, I was actually sitting there just going, oh crap, I've mistracked something. What did I miss? And was about ready to head back towards Skullwoods, thinking maybe I'd left an item there. But then checked my map or checked my menu. It was like, oh, that's 2 red crystals. Okay, well. I managed to make up a little extra time. I gambled on only left side swamp, basically. I didn't do the back.
What?
Really, I got the.
You didn't have map or compass, right?
Well, okay, I didn't. This wasn't only. I did get the big key chest and that other annoying chest right before the big key. And it was basically just the back. I was like, you know what? I'm in deep trouble. I need to do something, so I just bailed. And
No, I mean, wasn't map and compass both in the back?
One of them was in the big chest.
Yeah, compass I think was. No, I knew there were a bunch of items there, but I needed like
big key was vanilla.
Left side.
Yeah. So you had to go to left. So what you're saying is you went to left side swamp before finding map or compass.
Yes.
Okay, that's crazy, man.
I knew I was in trouble. At that point, it's like I need something. I need like. This
what about
an
what about the
execution
unwritten rule of rando, man?
I don't know
the unwritten rule of rando. If you go to left side swamp without map or compass and you find both map and compass, you have to quit rando forever.
You know what? That's fair. That's a fair rule.
That's a scary risk to take.
I think for some of us that's just sweet freedom, right? No.
Yeah.
I had to get a good chuckle from both of you because you nearly did it at the same time. Going to Meyer after getting the mitts. Two medallions. Surely this has got to be it, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I preemptively switched to ether because it's always ether, and I wanted to toss the burb.
I didn't even have ether at that point.
It was on Argus.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, that we were kind of speculating on that being like, you did the correct play of getting the mitts, but what if we needed the medallion off the boss too?
Yeah, when I went through Swamp the first time and skipped left side Swamp, I wasn't too worried about it because it was just one item, and I just got a medallion, which is probably the medallion for Meyer, right? So like, my opponent's definitely gonna have to come here. Well, I was right for the wrong reason.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, the only other option is you do 45 and bombos before Swamp, but you get that bow in 45, you're still not going into Swamp then, so... Like, I feel like either way, Mitts kind of becomes the last location for you, Koi, in the seed, no matter what.
I think that would have worked out better for me, though.
Yeah, no, it would have.
First, because I would have gone and done the bow dungeons. The bow dungeons were empty, and then I'm like, okay, Swamp. And at that point, when all I have left is Bumper Cave, which I never looked at, and Ether Tablet, yeah, I'm doing left side for one item. But
I mean, I gotta say, I was dying with both of you on this bumper ledge. Koi, you made a lot of sense not checking it because you didn't have.
I got both items in the front, and I didn't want to go all the way through.
And you didn't know where the cape was.
Oh, I knew.
Dr. Bowser, you knew where the cape was. You dipped Skull, and I'm like, why are we not scouting?
I meant to check it first, but
I was dying here.
No, I realized it almost immediately after saving and quitting out of Skullwoods. And it's like, oh no. So in my mind, I was kind of last locating that, but I had, selective amnesia with regard to Eastern Palace. I really didn't want to go in there. And then of course I see the powder there, and it's like, oh, my progression must be on powder. So yeah, that was calamity.
Fair enough.
I was gonna check it after Skull, but the Skull route I took was just so conducive to saving and quitting.
Yeah, did you just drop down after the first item?
Yeah, I got one item in the front, and then I just dropped down because like the chance that you don't find a small key at that point is just horrendously low.
Exactly, and if you don't find a small key, odds are you found the item, so you just want to leave.
Yeah, so I get the second item, so like I can go check it, but I have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screen transitions to see it. No thanks. For an item I may never have access to. No, I'm good.
Yeah, no, perfect sense there.
I really wanted that book to pay off, you know? I got
that
that
was
before going up the mountain. I was just like, oh, come on. Moon Pearl on Ether Tablet. That's the dream.
Yeah, it took Koi a second to get the book eventually because you had 100 more rupees at the start from farming that bush crab. So you were able to pay the college tuition for that textbook into Desert. It was Zora, $500.
Oh, I wouldn't have fake flippered even if I had the money.
Oh,
that was the thing. You guys took very different routes off of that Ice Rod Cave water walk. Koi only doing Hobo, while as Dr. Bowser had the money already and did Waterfall Fairy and Zora.
So I do that because water walking to Ice Rod Cave, water walking from Ice Rod Cave to Hobo is like 1 second slower than going to Hobo from Link's house. So, you just do it now. It doesn't really cost time. It's not a big deal.
Right.
And the only time I would continue from that point to do fake flipper checks is if it was really leaning towards it being like a great play. Like if I already have the bow for Splash Delete, if it looks like it's probably going to be an Agaseed, if I happen to have enough money, if all those things don't line up, I just don't bother fake flippering. And I hate going into Waterfall Fairy and not even checking Zora because I feel like I'm just never going to do Zora at that point. I'd rather just wait.
Yeah, if you can't do Zora, it's too painful.
Yeah, it just depends on if you want to take the risk or not, because I know it's a bit of a meta play to just water dash to Waterfall, check the Zora ledge, and then go dash back through the portal, and then go to the camper to finish your play out and just isolate.
Just hope Zora's nothing.
Yeah. That's this
I'm
kind
sure
of
I'll
mode
have
in a
500
nutshell.
rupees and a mirror when I go to Catfish, right?
Right? Yeah, exactly.
A place that I'm actively trying to avoid the entire seed anyway.
Yeah, I know. I made a joke when because Dr. Bowser went there about like 35 minutes, and I'm like, oh boy, if this is progression, he better wash his hands. Dirty play.
Did y'all like my Hera gamble? I thought that was pretty slick.
Yeah, I was really curious about that one. I was like, Compass Chest is free. Koi.
Well, I was thinking, okay, I just got the Moon Pearl. What are the chances there's a second progression item in here? I just got access to the entire game. I'll just kill the boss. If it drops an item, great. And if not, whatever. I'll just come back later with Ether Tablet or Spike Cave or something.
Nice.
So
you say that, but sometimes the meme comes to life. When I was playing Mr. Aronstern in our game 1, there was a glove in Pendant Eastern, but there were actually 2 gloves in Pendant Eastern. So I was due pretty much right off the hop because of my propensity to skip Pendant Eastern, where he loves to full clear the game because he's an 80 keys main. But
I think a race I did yesterday, we needed Kane and Quake for go mode, and Ice was my last full clearable crystal, but I didn't want to do all of Ice, without the Kane. So I go moded it and I checked all the stuff that's on the way, thinking I'd find 1 or 2 items, right? And I got none, 0 items. But whatever, I go full clear the rest of the game. Turns out on the right side of Ice that I skipped was Kane and Quake. So yeah, 2 items can be in the same dungeon, but it's just not that common.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, they're just the ones you're gonna remember forever.
Yeah, and 1 item in Hera isn't something that I'm gonna, skip forever, right? Eventually, that's gonna be convenient to do.
Yeah, there's ways to fix that later.
I was disappointed the game didn't give me more opportunities to skip things. I'm trying to be more aggressive in my plays. It's serving well, I think, overall, but sometimes you get like a really nasty seed where you should have full cleared, but you didn't.
Yeah, I mean, this mode, is all about taking calculated risks. It's 80 to 90 minutes for most seeds at this point. And, you know, trying to give away 3-4 minutes here and there is just going to really hurt you. But, well, we can kind of bring this broadcast to a close. Any kind of final thoughts? We don't have your next opponent yet. It's going to be one of Obscure Lifeform or Armalex, so that's going to be a toughie either way.
I hope it's Obscure. I beat him once when he forgot to track something. So I know I can do it.
You got this.
But yeah, any final thoughts from either of you on the way out here?
It's been a really fun tournament. I actually really enjoyed getting to play you, Koi. This is the first time I've ever actually got matched into you. So always
sure.
appreciated your videos starting out. Honestly, that is what got me into Rando.
I think that so many players have watched the little tutorial videos I've made to get better really proves that you don't have to be that good to help people.
Yeah, it's...
I don't expect to get any farther than this, is what I mean.
For sure. No worries. You never know with the mode like
Actually,
this.
This is the first tournament where I've even won a brackets match.
Well, hey, there you
No,
go.
wait, no. This is the first tournament where I got to brackets. Any tournament that I've ever done, this is the very first time.
Nice.
I always get knocked out in groups. It drives me crazy.
But, yeah, I mean... We'll just see how things shake out. But yeah, thanks for both of you being on the restream. Best of luck going forward for you, Koi, and GG's to you, Dr. Bowser. You know, this is a heck of a run. Getting to the round of 32, no joke. Takes a lot of work and skill to get here. So, I mean, heck, you even beat Brogor. You know, they're a good runner. So
Yeah, thanks for that.
But yeah, I guess I'll say farewell on my end, and I'll leave it to Jesse to take us out.
Yeah, thanks everybody once again. Also, thank you to Maddie Walkherd on the tracking. Josh, it was a pleasure. I don't think we've calmed together, but it was nice.
Yeah, had a good time.
Yeah, plenty of races still to go in this tourney. We don't always get the chance to highlight every match in this tournament with the busy Links to the Past randomizer calendar, but as always, you know, expect to see more from this tournament. And yeah, so have a great rest of your Sunday, everybody, and good night.
Take care, folks.